my solo from that on the video.
So we're gonna do a 20-minute interview with Norm Marshall Villeneuve.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
Hold the applause. Tell me about this drum set, Norm.
Well, this drum set, probably about 25 years ago, I knew a friend of mine who had this set. And I knew Rod wanted a set of Gretsch, so I told Rod about it. And he said, well, can you pick it up for me? I said, well, give me the money and I'll give the guy the money. And he got it for a very, very good price. Very good. Sometimes I wish I had taken it and kept it for myself.
What about the old K here?
Oh, the old K, well, the guy, Rod McBirnie, got this symbol. I could have had it too, but he got this symbol from Claude Roger. You know, and at the time, Claude was getting rid of some of his stuff before he was getting ready to move. I also had a couple, but I did not know the value of them old K's at the time. And so I kind of let them go, you know. I was selling them off for $250, you know.
When was this? 70s, 80s?
70s, early 70s, yeah.
What's this thing worth now, do you think?
With what?
This symbol? How much do you think it's worth now?
Oh, you could probably, if somebody liked the tone of it, they would probably pay $500, $600.
Wow. Can you tell me just a little bit about your friendship with Claude?
Well, my friendship goes way back to when I first met him, somewhere around 1961, 62. And 63, we saw each other quite a few times, you know. And then in 67, after I came off the road, from being on the road for 2.5 years, he used to come to my house sometime. And we go downstairs and fool around, play, you know, because I had 2 sets of drums. And after that, he just kind of went off into his own era, you know, and married, children, a daughter, 2 daughters maybe. And then I didn't see him for a long time, and the next thing I know, I heard he was here in Toronto. I think he got here before me. I got here in 74. I was on the road for about 4 or 5 months, way down in the East Coast, traveling, playing different places. And when I came home, he was here. He was here working with Peter Appleyard, Mo Kaufman, some of them guys. But I miss him. I miss him. I don't know where he is. Nobody knows where he is. He's missing since 2002.
Yeah.
I think of him. I look at him every day because he's hanging in my museum.
Yeah.
My place at home, you know.
You know him from Montreal, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was from Montreal.
Can you tell me a little bit about the scene in Montreal, the Little Burgundy jazz scene in that neighborhood? Do you remember that?
Well, I worked right in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, I was working in Rockets Paradise in 63 to 64, almost to 65. And then I started freelancing, more or less, and hit the road, you know, and went out on the road with Ken Hamilton and Oliver Jones.
Oliver Jones.
Yeah, we did. We went down to Miami for 9 months, American Hotel. Then we went to Puerto Rico for 11 months.
What was the money like back then?
Well, you know what? The money wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to discuss about that.
What about the perks?
You know, but I mean, I made almost the same money when I was offered a job
Yeah.
67 to come back home.
Right.
and play 6 nights a week, you know?
Yeah.
It's like $50 less, you know?
Right.
But, it was fun. It was nice, you know?
Yeah.
Being in the sunshine all the time.
Yeah. What about, do you remember when you heard Art Blakey for the first time?
When I,
Heard Art Blakey.
oh sure,
Yeah.
I met Art Blakey in 1961. He was playing a concert at Loyola College in Montreal. And I had a message for Art Blakey from Linton Gardner. You know?
Uh-huh.
And I asked one of the ushers, I said, I have a very important message for Art Blakey from an old friend of his from Pittsburgh, you know. And I said, I would like to give him that message. So the lady took me to the head of the stage there, and I waved to Art, you know, and I shook his hand. And I said, I'm a big fan of yours. I've been listening to you since I was about 12, you know. And I said, I have a very important message from a very good friend of yours, Linton Gardner. I play with Linton Gardner. You know, we have a steady job. He said, where is Linton? I sure would love to see him. I'd like to see him. I said, well, I guess he's probably home today. You know? But I said, I'm here because I wanted to see you play live. I've been listening to you for quite a few years. But and then I saw him, you know, 2, 3, 4 times after that. I saw him right here in Toronto the last time, just before Bourbon Street closed.
When was that? Do you remember?
Oh God, I can't remember what year that was. That's probably 10 years maybe. No, it got to be a long more than that because he died in 89. Yeah, probably 86, 87. Yeah. And then they tore it down, and that was right beside where the Rex was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where they put that big building up?
Yeah, yeah.
That whole thing was, you know, part of that was George's.
So you're about to turn 75.
Yeah, I'll be 75 the end of May.
Right.
75, still alive.
That's right. Can you tell me about music in your family?
Well, you know, as far as I can remember, my mother, my original mother, she played harmonica, and she had a good time with a couple of good cold beers in her. But I got my playing and my experience from my foster family, which is Griffith. That's where I get the name Griffith, Norm Marshall Villeneuve Griffith. See, my foster brother was a tap dance teacher, and he's almost 80, and he's still teaching.
Wow.
In Montreal.
Yeah.
He's still teaching. And we had a piano at home, so I was able to tinkle on that. And my brother Charles taught me how to tap dance. So I was tap dancing from 8 years old right up till I was 20.
Can you tell me some of the how tap dancing correlates not just rhythmically to drumming, but
well, the drumming, how I got started on that?
No, I mean with tap dancing and drumming, what are some of the main ways that those two areas connect?
They click.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tap dancing and drum. There's a lot of rhythm, a lot of things a drummer and a tap dancer could do together.
But they're not.
Especially with brushes, you know.
Oh, really? Why with brushes?
Well, you don't want to have to play sticks and then drown the tap dancer out.
Right. Oh, because of all the sweeps and tapping on sand, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that soft shoe tap dancing?
Soft shoes, soft hard socks.
Right.
That sand thing, that was quite a thing back then in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
But as the years went on, tap dancers didn't do that.
Can you just tell me a little bit about when jazz stopped being so much of a dance music? How did that make you feel? You know, I guess this is kind of the late 60s probably, where that big, well, probably way earlier than that, you know.
Oh, wait, it goes back to the 20s.
Yeah.
Tap dancers and all them big band shows that they were doing in the States, you know.
Yeah.
That's all it was with tap dancing.
But with jazz, with the music, when it stopped being such a danceable kind of music, When did you think that was? When did that shift really happen? And was that a good shift or a bad shift or just a
Well,
shift?
that started in the 20s and it went right up till probably maybe the 50s when they were still doing that. But after that, you know, into the 60s, 70s, 80s, it wasn't so much. Even tap dancing today, it's not like it was 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's too bad, you know, because, I mean, it's still an art.
Yeah.
Tap dancing is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I tell you a fast story. I quit dancing when I was about 20, and I didn't put on a pair of tap shoes until I turned 70. The day I turned 70, 5 years ago, it was a big party for me, you know.
Yeah.
My brother came up from Montreal, and he was tap dancing, and my cousin Oliver came up and played piano, you know, solo piano. And I snuck on a pair of shoes, tap shoes, and I joined my brother while he was tap dancing. Because I said to him a couple of months before, a little friend of mine wants to know if he could do a few steps with you. Could you bring a pair of shoes 7.5? And so after he was dancing for a few minutes, he came over, he said, "Where's the kid who wants to tap dance?" I said, "Me. I got the tap shoes on. Let's go. Let's get it on." So I walked over to Mike Keys with him, the piano. He was just playing piano keyboard. And I said, hit me with Q. Count Basie's Q, you know?
Uh-huh.
So we started tap dancing to that, and I just broke the house up. We had over 250 people at that party. That was a lot of fun.
Did you play with Basie?
No, I played with Duke Ellington.
Wow, when was that?
Oh, that was November '67. I had my steady job in Montreal, and I had known about 6, 7 of the guys in the band pretty good since '63. Because anytime all them big bands used to come to Montreal, they wanted to know where the after hours,
Yeah.
you know, where Nelson Simons was playing. You know, so I know 5, 6 of the guys very well. And I was working 3 45-minute sets at a place called the Chez Paris. Now, I was playing for strippers. We had a good organ player, good sax player. We could play anything we wanted, all kinds of jazz tunes. The waiter comes to me after, just as I was coming off the bandstand, he said, "There's a gentleman out in the back sitting down. He asked for you." I wonder who that was. So I walked to the back, and who's sitting there but Cootie Williams, you know, one of the lead trumpet players. Him and Cat Anderson were the lead trumpet players. So I sat down, we talked, and he said, "Duke's looking for a drummer." You know, I said, "Ooh, that's nice." You know, so you know, make a long story short, you know, they paid for my 2 nights off, and I went down the next day and caught the show at Expo, and they flew me to Boston, and I played 3 tunes that I knew very well from the band. I didn't know the book, you know, but I know some of the tunes because I was listening to them. So I met I met Ellington, Intermission, and some of the guys are telling me you're quite a good drummer. How'd you like to go on the road? And my eyes started to beat. I said, oh, I'd love to, you know, I'd love to. So I said, well, let's talk with Merce. You know, Merce was his son. Merce got all the information from me. And he said, well, we'll pay you for your 2 nights off, and we'll fly you down to Boston. And I got picked up at the airport, you know.
How'd you get across the border?
Well, they asked me where I was going. I said, well, I'm just going to Boston for a couple. I told them I was going to the cymbal factory.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, I was going to the cymbal factory. It was easy to go across the border back in them days.
Right,
you know,
right.
60.
Yep. Oh, we got the phone.
I'm going to be out of town. You'll have to cancel that. Yeah, it's on my calendar at home. I know. I was going to call you anyway about that. Yeah. I'll call you when I get back in a couple of weeks. Okay. That's fine. My teeth don't bother me. I don't want you to bother them. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. So you're going to Montreal for some gigs? Do you get to see some friends in Montreal?
Well, I still have family there.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
My brother Charles, he's still teaching. He's tap dancing. In fact, when Louise and I go to Montreal, we stay with my brother and my sister-in-law.
Where do you guys go to eat?
We go to Dunn's.
Yeah.
Famous Dunn. And every time I go to play there at House of Jazz, George loves me. If I was living in Montreal, House of Jazz would be mine.
Yeah.
He adores me. He loves me. So
I heard it said that wherever there's great food and lovely women and good music, that's where you'll find the musicians.
oh yeah.
A lot of guys went to Chicago for that reason, apparently. They said there's great food, the women are beautiful, we're going to Chicago.
Yeah, you can say that again. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you remember playing with Oscar Peterson? Did you play with him quite a bit?
You know what? I didn't play with Oscar. A lot of people get that mixed up.
Oh, okay.
I played with Oliver, my cousin Oliver
Yeah.
Jones.
He's still in Montreal, right? Oliver Jones.
Well, he's in Florida, and in his condo in Florida.
Right, okay.
He'll be home sometime in April.
Get out of that Montreal winter, right?
Yeah, boy, yeah. Yeah, he bought a house down, well, not a house, but he bought a condo down there, but it's got to be 22, 23 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about forming the tribute to Art Blakey, your band, Norm?
Well,
the Jazz Message.
yeah, the Jazz Message, 89. Art Blakey passed away 5 days before his birthday. And I've always wanted for so many years to have a band like his, you know, his music.
Why is that?
Because he was my idol.
Yeah.
I formed myself playing after him, his drive. There was no other drummer out there who could drive like him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I listened to all of them. But for that drive and the movement to make the band lift the band above the ground, that's what I do. That's how I play, especially with 3 horns in front of me, bass, piano. I'm in my glory. I think I'm my Blakey when I play.
Can you tell me just a little bit, I'm wondering about the cycle of inspiration. Obviously you were really inspired by Art Blakey to do your own thing.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me a little bit, I'm curious about paying respect to the people who are older than you. How do you do that? We don't really have the right mechanism for showing older musicians that we respect them. We don't really have, that's not in our culture. What's your experience with that whole cycle?
Well, my experience with that is when I sit down to play, I always want to have someone driving with me. You know, they have to have that drive. I mean, sometimes I find it a little hard and difficult to try to explain. But all I want is just come on the bandstand, play, drive. Excitement. Let me hear the excitement. You know? We have, well, I should say I have my favorite musicians who I know can give me that. Okay? I got the book on Blakey, Lee Morgan, Hank Mobley.
Yeah.
You know, I got 55 tunes in the book. When I sit down to play, I play. I don't fool around.
You don't think?
I don't think.
You just feel it.
I feel it.
And it's been like that for how long?
I want the musicians to feel it.
Yeah.
Don't come on my bandstand looking dead,
Right.
tired. Oh, come bring your problems to the bandstand.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
So what's the difference for you between being a leader and a sideman? Is there a really obvious difference for you, or is it all the same kind of thing?
Well, you know what? To tell you the truth, I've been a leader since '89 mostly a leader because I don't get that many calls from other people to hire me for jobs. I mean, I just found that really happening in the last 10, 12 years. But I've been mostly a leader. I book my own thing, you know, and also many of the jobs that I did last year is because Louise, my partner, my love, she's the one that's on doing all that work at home.
Yeah.
You know, she does all the pictures and everything, puts them up. And I told her recently, anything that you take, put your name under it.
Yeah.
Let people see you are a good photographer. Yeah, but as far as playing, I just, you know, I'm hoping I can play like this 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
Right.
I want to be like Archie Elaine.
Yeah.
80 years
He's
old,
80.
still playing, you know,
Yeah.
still driving.
Yeah.
I want to be like Roy Haney,
Yeah.
88,
Yeah.
and still kicking.
Oh man.
I try very hard to take care of myself. Louise does a good job, and with the food and that, what I'm supposed to eat, what I'm not supposed to eat, and I feel pretty healthy.
I'll tell you, man, you are well loved, deeply loved by all the drummers in this country and probably beyond. You know, it's what people really respond to is your big heart, you know?
And I feel the same way about them.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Can you play us out a little jazz ballad in 3, maybe?
Okay, I'll play a jazz ballad and I'll hum it. Body and soul. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm all yours while you stay. I forget. One more. I was not going to be around when 1995, May the 4th.
You were afraid that you weren't going to be around.
Yeah, when I went for my cancer operation.
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning. But when I opened my eyes at 11:30, I was crying, you know. I said, thank you, God. Thank you, my 2 good doctors.
Yeah.
That's about the most fearful experience that I went through, was going to sleep, wondering if I was going to be waking up
Yeah.
a few hours later.
What hospital was that? Was that in Toronto?
Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And when the doctor came around later on to see me that afternoon, I had 30 staples in my neck with two things hanging from my chest, you know, with bags.
Yeah.
And I said to my doctor, I said, do you think it would be possible for me to go and do a concert tomorrow? I had a concert to do with Oliver, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to call him and tell him I can't make it because I'm.
You could have done it with brushes.
Eh?
You could have gone with brushes, you know. What kind of cancer was it?
No, he said, carcinoma, lymph nodes, you know, in the neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, Norm, he said, Dr. Freeman said, no, I'm sorry, no. He said, you won't be going nowhere for at least 7 days.
So how do you get to Montreal? Do you drive? Do you take the train? Do you get?
No, I drive. Well,
You drive.
we share the driving.
Yeah.
Louise and I, we went down last year 3 times. And we shared the driving. And we have a wonderful time at House of Jazz. And George says, when you finish, you know, just order whatever you want, whatever you're drinking, but we don't drink and drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
How do you get the drums around?
well, you know, they have a set there,
Oh, okay.
which for me, they're unplayable.
Oh,
So
okay.
I will be taking my own set.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm going down in a couple of weeks. I'm playing there on the 15th. I got to go on the 14th for a business meeting. On the 15th, I'm playing. Then I'm going down on June the 8th to play the whole evening, 6:30 to 1, 2 different bands.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'll be taking my own drums.
And when you're moving drums and loading drums, how are you doing that? I know you're.
Oh, I have cases.
But yeah, but do you lift stuff or do you roll it? What's your strategy?
My drums are lighter than these.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I put the bass drum in the trunk with my little bag of hardware, and the other case with 3 drums. I put it on the back seat.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So on the 8th of June, when I'm playing there that evening, we'll be celebrating my birthday again. Louise lined that up.
Yeah.
My brother Charles' birthday too.
Wow.
So he'll be 80 years old.
Does he play? Oh, he's a tap dancer, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very good tap dancer. He's still in good shape. He looks like a guy that's 60, 65, not 80. Very active, and he teaches 3 times a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about your own teaching, Norm? Did you get into teaching drums yourself quite a bit, or not really?
Well, you know, I did a little teaching. I had 7 students when I was living in Lindsay, Ontario.
Yeah.
And that's about maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago. And I lived there for 7.5 years. I had 7 students in the beginning, then 4 of them fell off, then I had 3. And then before I knew it, I was headed back to Toronto here.
What was your approach to teaching? Did you have some principles that you really like to impart, or not really?
No, not really. I just teach a little bit out the book and technique, you know.
Yeah.
That's mainly my thing, teaching. I was teaching kids how to learn how to play, not just bang, 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 bang. How to play, technique, counting, and humming the tune in your mind.
Why is it important to sing along?
Well, it's a little easier for students. It's a little easier for students to get to know how to play 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, you know, 12, 12, and 30, 32 bars. Or if you're going to play 64, keep the tune up here and hum it to yourself while you're playing your solo. Very easy, you know? I mean, when I was 8 years old, I had a Nokia drum. I still have it at home. I learned how to play the march, you know? I was doing this at 8 years old. I couldn't get home fast enough to strap on my Ikeda drum. And then when I was about probably 16, I learned to do this.
What is it about drummers that makes it, why do we just open up and have so much fun? Is it the way the drum set just sounds on its own? Or is it...
That's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those drums in Montreal, I don't know. I'm going to ask George if he'd like to buy my maple set. Some of my maple set. Wow, Tom moving all over the place. Got a big 16-inch floor tom. The snare drum moves like this when you're playing it.